something you already know deep inside. Life is not easy, and it was never meant to be. The world doesn't hand out greatness. The world doesn't reward the dreamers who sit around waiting for the perfect time, the perfect chance, or the perfect opportunity. The world rewards the doers, the fighters, the ones who get up when they have every reason to stay down, the ones who keep pushing when their body is screaming to quit, the ones who hear 1,000 no's and still believe in their one yes. You see, most people will go through life asleep. They wake up, they go through the motions, they repeat the cycle, and they call it living. But deep down, they know they're dying slowly. Not because their heart stopped, but because their spirit did. They traded their passion for comfort, their dreams for excuses, their purpose for distractions. And one day, they'll look back and wonder what could have been. Don't let that be you. There comes a moment when you must decide to take control of your life, to stop blaming your circumstances, to stop pointing at your past, to stop waiting for someone to save you. Nobody's coming. Not your boss, not your parents, not your government, not your friends. Nobody is coming to rescue you. It has always been you, and it will always be you. That's the gift and the curse. Because the truth is, you hold the pen, you write the story. And if you're not happy with the chapter you're in, then you need to pick up the pen and start rewriting. Elon Musk was broke and sleeping on an office couch. He sold companies, risked it all, and still people called him insane. Rockets exploded, cars failed, critics laughed, and yet he didn't stop. Why? Because he understood something most people never learn. Success is not about never failing. Success is about never giving up. If you're not failing, you're not even trying. And if you're not trying, you're already losing. David Goggins ran on broken legs. He trained through asthma, through poverty, through pain that would make most people quit instantly. And yet he embraced it. He said, "I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done." That's the mentality. That's the standard. Because life will never reward you for how tired you are. It rewards you for how relentless you are. Listen to me carefully. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your greatest teacher. Every scar, every heartbreak, every failure, every sleepless night, it's all shaping you into something stronger. Diamonds don't form without pressure. Steel isn't forged without fire. And champions are never made in comfort. They are made in the darkness. They are made when nobody is watching. They are made in silence. So stop running from pain. Stop avoiding the struggle. Stop hiding from discomfort. Because comfort zones kill dreams. Comfort zones are where your potential goes to die. And you know this. You feel it every time you settle. You feel it every time you hit snooze. You feel it every time you distract yourself instead of doing the work. That voice inside you, that restless feeling, that frustration, it's your soul begging you to stop living small. You were not born to live average. You were not born to just exist, pay bills, and die. You were born to create, to build, to inspire, to lead, to conquer. And deep down, you know it. You've always known it. That's why you feel unfulfilled. That's why you feel restless, because your soul knows you're capable of more, but you keep feeding it less. Every person you admire, every name you respect, every legend you've ever heard about, they're no different from you. They just refuse to quit. They refuse to let pain define them. They refuse to let fear dictate their future. And now the world calls them heroes, visionaries, leaders. But the truth is, they were once ordinary people with extraordinary persistence. And you can be too. The question is, will you? Because you don't need more motivation. You don't need more YouTube videos. You don't need more quotes. You need action. You need discipline. You need to do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Motivation will fade, but discipline will carry you when your emotions betray you. Discipline will get you out of bed when comfort whispers stay. Discipline will push you to train when your body says no. Discipline will remind you why you started when your mind is clouded with doubt. And here's the hard truth. If you don't discipline yourself, the world will discipline you. If you don't sacrifice for your goals will become the sacrifice. Stop saying tomorrow. Stop saying next week. Stop waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is only now. And the longer you wait, the smaller your chances become. Every day you delay is another day you'll never get back. Do you understand that? Time is the most valuable thing you will ever own. Money can be earned again. Friends can come and go, opportunities can reappear, but time is gone forever. Every second that passes is a piece of your life you'll never touch again. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you have more years behind you than ahead of you. And you'll wonder what you did with the gift you were given. Don't let regret be your story. Regret is heavier than failure. Failure hurts for a season, but regret crushes you for a lifetime. 10 years from now, you won't remember the pain of trying and failing. But you will never forget the pain of wondering what could have been if you just had the courage to try. So I ask you again, what story are you writing? Are you writing a story of excuses or a story of execution? A story of fear or a story of courage? A story of waiting or a story of action? The choice has always been yours. You keep waiting for the right moment, but let me tell you the truth. There is no right moment. There is only this one, right now. And if you don't grab it, if you don't seize it, it's gone forever. Every day you wait, every second you hesitate, someone else is out there grinding, building, moving closer to the life you keep dreaming about. While you're thinking, they're doing. While you're wishing, they're working. While you're doubting, they're winning. And here's the thing. You already know what you need to do. You don't need more information. You don't need another plan. You don't need someone to hand you permission. You already know. Deep inside, your heart has been telling you what you need to do for years, but your mind keeps talking you out of it. Your fear keeps holding you hostage, and your excuses keep chaining you to the same place you've been stuck in. Break the chains. You were not put here to live small. You were not put here to be average. You were not put here to waste your potential. You were put here to grow, to evolve, to rise, to push boundaries, to inspire, to build something that will outlast you. But none of that will happen if you keep running from the grind. None of that will happen if you keep numbing yourself with distractions. None of that will happen if you keep believing the lies in your head that say you're not ready, you're not smart enough, you're not strong enough, you're not lucky enough. Those are lies. And every second you believe them, you're giving away your power. Take it back. You think Elon Musk was ready when he started? You think David Goggins wasn't scared when he faced his demons? You think Steve Jobs didn't have doubts when he got fired from his own company? You think Oprah didn't feel the weight of her past when she chased her dreams? Of course they did. They were human, just like you. The difference is, they didn't let their fear decide their future. They acted in spite of it. They moved forward anyway. And that's the secret. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward even though you're terrified. Courage is standing up when your legs are shaking. Courage is speaking your truth when your voice trembles. Courage is trying again after you failed 100 times. That's what separates the winners from the quitters. And let's be honest, you're going to fall. You're going to stumble. You're going to make mistakes. But that's okay. That's part of the process. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the path to success. Every no brings you closer to a yes. Every setback sets up the comeback. Every mistake teaches you what you need for the next level. Stop fearing failure. Start fearing regret. Because regret doesn't teach you anything. Regret only robs you. It robs you of peace, of joy, of confidence. It whispers, "What if?" for the rest of your life. And you don't deserve to live in that prison. So get up. Get moving. Take the shot. Start before you're ready. Build before it's perfect. Speak before you're confident. Launch before you're sure. Because the truth is, you'll never be ready. You'll never have it all figured out. And you don't need to. You just need to start. Momentum is built by movement, not by waiting. Discipline is built by doing, not by wishing. Success is built by stacking small wins every single day. Wake up earlier, work out harder, study longer, focus deeper, fail faster, learn quicker, repeat endlessly. That's how you build yourself into something unstoppable. And remember this, nobody cares how tired you are. Nobody cares how hard your life is. Nobody cares about your excuses. The world only cares about results. The world respects consistency. The world rewards persistence. And if you're willing to keep showing up, day after day, long after the excitement is gone, long after the motivation fades, long after everyone else has quit, that's when you'll win. Because success is not about intensity. It's about consistency. Anybody can be intense for a day. Anybody can work hard for a week. Anybody can stay motivated for a month. But can you keep grinding when nobody's clapping? Can you keep pushing when progress is invisible? Can you keep believing when the results are nowhere to be seen? That's the real test. And if you pass it, nothing can stop you. The truth is, life will beat you down again and again. It will hit you harder than you ever imagined. But you can't control the punches. You can only control your response. You can stay down, or you can get back up. And every time you rise, you become stronger, tougher, sharper. Every time you rise, you prove to yourself that you are not done yet. That's how legends are born. Not through comfort, not through ease, but through struggle, through resilience, through an unbreakable refusal to quit. So from this day on, stop saying you can't. Stop saying you're not ready. Stop saying you'll start tomorrow. Stop saying you're too tired, too busy, too broken. Because the truth is, you're not too anything. You are enough right now, as you are to begin. And beginning is all that matters. The rest you'll figure out along the way. Don't underestimate what you can do in a year of focused effort. Don't underestimate what you can do in 5 years of relentless discipline. Don't underestimate what you can do in 10 years of unstoppable persistence. The problem is, most people never give themselves that chance. They quit after the first setback. They give up after the first rejection. They surrender when it gets hard, and that's why they stay average. But you're not average. You wouldn't be listening to this if you were. Something inside you knows you were made for more. Something inside you is hungry for greatness. Something inside you refuses to settle. Feed that part of you. Starve your excuses. Starve your distractions. Starve your doubts. And feed your discipline. Feed your focus. Feed your hunger. Feed your vision. Because at the end of the day, the life you live is the life you choose. And every choice you make is either moving you closer to your destiny or pulling you further away from it. There is no neutral. You're either progressing or you're regressing. You're either growing or you're dying. You're either living on purpose or you're wasting your time. So make the choice that your future self will thank you for. Make the choice that makes your heart race. Make the choice that scares you but excites you. Make the choice that sets your soul on fire. Because this is your life, and it's slipping away, moment by moment, whether you use it or not. One day you're going to wake up and realize that there's no more time left. No more chances, no more maybes, no more tomorrows. And when that day comes, you will look back at the choices you made, the risks you took, the battles you fought, or the excuses you let win. And you'll have to live with it. So why not choose today to start building a story worth remembering? You've been given this gift of life, this opportunity to create, to impact, to build something meaningful. But too many people waste it scrolling, complaining, waiting for circumstances to change. Let me tell you, circumstances rarely change on their own. You change, you grow, you fight. And because of that, the world around you begins to shift. Every great invention, every breakthrough, every empire started with one person who decided they had enough of waiting, enough of settling, enough of living small. They didn't have it all figured out. They didn't have perfect timing. They didn't have guaranteed success. They simply had the courage to start and the persistence to keep going when everyone else quit. And the same power lives inside of you. Stop thinking you need to be chosen. Stop thinking you need permission. Stop thinking you need the perfect conditions. You don't. You only need courage and consistency. Courage to take the first step and consistency to keep walking, even when the path is dark, even when it feels lonely, even when progress is invisible. You see, the journey won't be easy. You will doubt yourself. You will question your path. You will wonder if it's worth it. And in those moments, most people quit. But that's why so few people ever live extraordinary lives. Because the extraordinary requires sacrifice. It requires pushing past fear. It requires going places that comfort will never take you. When David Goggins pushed his body through pain, he discovered the 40% rule. The idea that when you think you're done, you're really only at 40% of what you're capable of. Imagine that. You've been living with 60% of your power untapped, 60% of your potential wasted because you believed the lie that tired means done, that pain means stop, that fear means turn back. But the truth is, tired means keep going. Pain means you're growing. Fear means you're on the right path. And Elon Musk, he risked everything: his money, his reputation, his sanity, because he believed in a future no one else could see. When his rockets exploded, when his companies almost collapsed, when people called him a fool, he didn't stop. He pressed forward because he knew something most people forget. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. So, what are you afraid of? Failure? Embarrassment? Rejection? Let me ask you this: aren't you more afraid of living a life that never mattered? Of reaching the end and realizing you played it safe, stayed comfortable, never risked, never tried, never lived? That's the real failure. That's the tragedy most people accept without even realizing it. But not you, not anymore. You're not going to waste your time. You're not going to let fear steal your future. You're not going to settle for average, because you know now that every second counts. Every choice matters. Every day builds the person you're becoming. And you don't get to hit pause. You don't get to rewind. You don't get to do this again. So take the shot, chase the dream, start the project. Have the courage to be bad at something new. Have the courage to look foolish. Have the courage to stand alone, because that's the price of greatness. And once you pay it, once you commit, once you decide there is no going back, you'll discover a strength inside you that you never knew existed. The people you admire, they're not superhuman. They simply refused to quit. That's it. That's the secret. They were ordinary people who made extraordinary choices. And you can too. The world is not waiting for another average person. The world is waiting for you to wake up, to rise up, to step into the life you were meant to live. And deep down, you know this. You can feel it. That voice inside you has been whispering for years, telling you there's more, telling you you're capable, telling you this isn't the end. Listen to it. Because one day, the voice will go silent, and you'll be left with the life you chose. Choose wisely. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to move forward in spite of fear. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to keep showing up. Step by step, day by day, choice by choice. That's how you transform. That's how you build discipline. That's how you create momentum. And that's how you change your life. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop making excuses. The world needs your gift. The world needs your voice. The world needs your courage. The world needs your story. But none of that matters if you keep it locked inside you. So let it out. Take the leap. Run toward the challenge. Embrace the pain. Chase the dream. Become the person you were meant to be.